class. Now, I've seen some people talk him up to be in that tier with the top two. I've seen some people suggest that he's, very firmly in a second tier. Bigger bodied, wide receiver out of Washington, Rome Odunze, 6'3", 215 pounds. Unlike Harrison and Neighbors, he was a 4-year player. Obviously, Washington had that weird freshman year where they didn't really play because of COVID and that side of things. Do you think Rome Odunze has the potential to be the wide receiver 1 in this class in 3 years' time, or do you think he is a tier below the other two?
He's not even my wide receiver 3. So let's talk about the good first so I don't get killed by your listeners. He does get open. He is seemingly always open if you take a look at him. He has an uncanny ability to find holes in zones. He can beat people in man. Like you said, he has that big body. Really solid route runner, tracks the ball well, very good hands. Now, where I get in trouble watching Odunze is he has a Mike Gesicki-esque ability to never break tackles. For someone his size, he goes down very easily. I told somebody earlier today, it's almost like he's making Tyler Lockett type business decisions on every play. So what I like about him is he said he does have that yak ability to create space. But what he's not doing, and where I see people trying to make those Terrell Owens or Mike Evans comps, he doesn't play tough like that. He doesn't play with that bulldozer type mentality. So while the body shows that he should, I don't see that from Rome. I don't see him stepping up. Now, I hope he does. And if he does, this is going to look silly. But for me, I actually have him as the wide receiver 4 because I just think he has limited potential in the NFL where I don't think it's going to be as easy for him to get that open. I don't think he's going to see that much space. We talk about how the game kind of condenses in the NFL and you have to work in smaller spaces, make those moves in phone booths and break tackles because guys are going to be on you. I didn't see that ability from him. A lot of his scores, a lot of his big plays were in space where when he had room to maneuver, and the NFL really condenses that. So I'm a little worried about Odunze, and I think that the hype is getting too much where I'm probably not going to have him rostered in very many leagues, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I've toyed with him being my 3 and my 4. I've sort of gone back between him and a couple of other receivers that we'll probably get to later. There's a lot that I like. I get that he's a smooth route runner, and I keep hearing and keep reading about how he's an elite route runner at his size, and not many guys move how he does. And I don't really buy it. I don't see elite separation skills. I think he's a competent route runner, but he's a guy that almost needs to slightly be schemed open, can run good routes, can be a good player, but needs more around him than just purely win on one-on-ones. And I think that, the fact that he is a 4-year player, the fact that he didn't produce huge numbers straight out of the bat does knock him slightly for me. I am always going to lean back on my numbers slightly, and he's a 55th percentile receiving yards per team pass attempts player. You compare that to Neighbors, who's 90th percentile, Marvin Harrison, who's 85th percentile. Like, he is just a knock below those guys. I think that for me, he's very good, but not truly elite. I think my rookie model has him as a 90th percentile player, and I think that shows for me he's just a tier below those top two, and I don't really buy into this hype that he deserves to be in a tier amongst those two guys.
Well, I'm happy because I thought we were going to have a big argument on this one, so that made it a little easier.